as you can see, ladies and gents, we have crossed over the 12 million. It's actually, as you can see here, I didn't update the PowerPoint slide, but it's $12.2 million. That's right. All right. If that's not a motivator for people, I don't know what is. But yeah, seeing that big pile of cash and knowing that, well, it has been paid out to Forsage members so far. And we really are only just getting warmed up. You know, so for people who think and ask the question all the time, how long has this platform been here? Has this been here for a while? No, I don't think 3 months could be considered a very long time. And within a 3-month period, to have earned over $12 million in Ethereum, which is money, don't let that confuse you. Ethereum most definitely is convertible into fiat. But however, though, the value right now of Ethereum is around this $213 per Ethereum, as you can see here. And yeah, we're only getting started. All right, so let me go ahead and get through this PowerPoint presentation and show people, just some strategies that I myself use, and I think that a lot of people are, certainly putting, to the test, so to speak, with getting out information on social media, or whether you're, emailing people and just getting people in the know around you from even word of mouth. So we'll go ahead and go through all of those, and just to give people an overview as well at the end. But my name is Tomik. As you can see, I got my little emocon here that I have been using lately so people can recognize me. But yeah, so this is going to be a webinar of sorts to get you guys up to speed on how to get the good word of Forsage out. All right, so let's get on into it. And once again, my name is Tomik, as you can see here, written there above the webinar. And I also am a YouTuber. So for those of you guys who are curious, if you want to get by and check out, I do always upload these webinars to my channel, and we will post it as well in the official Forsage Telegram. So also be sure to get by the official Telegram if you have not done so already. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. You can also hover your phone over this QR code. That'll take you to the, Experience Crypto 24/7 is the name of the channel. And this QR code will take you directly there for those that are interested. All right, so let's get into it and talk about this marketing. All right, so I'm just gonna read on straight through this thing and get to the point, because I wanna keep this simple for people. We don't wanna overcomplicate marketing. All right, now marketing, in general, it can seem overwhelming. People hear the word marketing and they kind of, shudder a bit, just because they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. I'm not a marketer. It's important to understand that Forsage is built on, people in terms of, people who are like other businesses are either returning customers or, sharing the word out with people and bringing in new customers. So we want to make sure that we understand that, marketing is a big part of, Forsage. All right, so let's just go ahead and read on through what is marketing. So marketing is the study and management of exchange relationships. It's the business process of identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customers' needs and wants. All right, so, and because marketing is used to attract new customers, it's one of the primary components of business management and the money, commerce. All right, so straight from Wikipedia, and that will generally summarize like what we're trying to do here, right? We've got to make sure that in terms of customers, because people, when they come into these platforms, in particular, with cryptocurrency, we've got a lot of, what's being used to attract people is to say, hey, this is a passive platform. This is a passive thing. Well, with Forsage, it does have a passive element, but it is not to be mistaken with a passive income platform. All right. Now it does turn into a perpetual system with respect to earning, over and over and over again with these cycles that happen throughout the income streams. But we want to make sure people understand that this is a marketing tool. It's a marketing matrix of sorts, again, with people coming in and customers coming in and purchasing the digital product that Forsage offers. So let's talk about these strategies. I had mentioned them before, and we're going to get into the number one, word of mouth, right? So we all have heard the term, it's a word of mouth. It becomes popular because, people are talking about it, right? Whatever, if it's a television show, if it's a new product that people are using, if it's a new service that's being offered, whatever it might be, a huge part of that growth comes from people talking about it, right? And again, that happens organically and naturally once people become excited enough about it to talk about it. So, with the word of mouth, we do have friends that we can talk to about this. We do have family members that we can talk to about this. We do have colleagues at work or at school. And most definitely right now, with it being a time that people really from all walks of life are, in a position that are maybe curious about hearing, how to earn extra income to pay bills, to, whatever it might be. And like I said, I've been saying in the past, as people know, that we definitely are in a unique moment in history, all right? Because with what's going on around the world, it is universally understood at this point how important it is to be able to have income outside of the traditional means of your, trading time for money, right? Where you go to a job and you maybe have just one job, perhaps you even have two jobs, but you're having to depend on perhaps the, for the company being there, right? Now, if in the case of what's been going on recently, businesses have had to shut down either due to a mandate or due to recommendations or due to just the loss of customers in general, where, with Forsage, we have this online business model that is set and locked, being a smart contract where we don't have to worry about anyone running off with the money and, allowing us to focus our attention on growing the business and sharing it with others. And again, through word of mouth in particular, because people are listening. All right. So if you have run into a wall with people before, they're definitely listening more than ever. Right. And I understand from my own personal experience too, that talking with people can sometimes be difficult with respect to sharing these online opportunities and things like that. And, most definitely there have been a number of projects out there that have really not been what they say that they are right now. To not go too much into that, but with Forsage, again, I do stress to people that we have something really unique and special here. So, all right, but before we do get to talking about this and sharing it with people, again, make sure that you can explain to a certain degree what you're talking about, all right? Because it's very difficult to get people on board with a project, whatever it might be. It might even be, something as simple as a television show or, whatever, examples I gave before. If you can't, give it some kind of, attract people with what it's about, right? This show is about that, or, this product it works like this, and so on and so forth. So, be sure that you do have some foundation about what it is that you're talking about, and keep it simple, right? So with that, obviously we don't want to get too over the top with the history and the, unless people are asking about certain specifics, of course, if you don't have that information, don't go over the top with, the explanation. All right. So some things that we can try to get in terms of starting a conversation that we can try to get across to people is something to the effect of, have you ever heard about people who are earning a living with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? Many people are becoming quite aware of cryptocurrency or Bitcoin or, digital money. Overall, people are certainly beginning to hear more and more about it, whether or not it was, we had a big run up back in 2017, right around the Christmas time. And yeah, in December, yeah, there was a big, in terms of there was many outlets in the media that were talking about it on your local news, on major news outlets that were starting to give Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies more airtime and more attention. So there are a lot of people who have heard about it. With respect to earning a living, many people have gotten to a position where they have literally learned to leverage their cryptocurrency and to earn a living in one way or another with it. Now, if you're already in a position, where you're earning some cryptocurrency, and in particular at this time right now, you might be saying something to the effect that, hey, I'm not really too concerned, with my finances because, I am earning a substantial passive income. I can personally, speak to that, and that as a business owner, I've had to shut down operations where we are due to it being a service industry. But I've been able to put my mind at ease, at least with respect to finances, because earning an income online does give you a peace of mind. So you might bring something like that to the table that could attract people into listening about Forsage. You may have people who've wanted to start an online business, something to the effect of, have you ever wanted to start an online business with little to no overhead costs? And Forsage does allow that with these digital income streams that we are buying, which is essentially a license to play. Other people are perhaps interested in coming into building a business with Forsage, a network marketing business through this digital license and through the mechanism of the matrix. And just overall, we might want to say something to the effect that from a place of authority saying, hey, it's super important for you to have multiple income streams. Just as I've already stated in the beginning of this presentation, that it's very important to be sure you have multiple outlets, most definitely during a time like this, right? Whereas again, if you have one job and you've lost your income, you're sitting in there really in a bit of a dire straits and panicking. And we don't have to do that. We do have outlets like Forsage here, which really offers an amazing opportunity to have multiple income streams, because built within Forsage, there are multiple income streams, right? There's actually 12 income streams on X3 and 12 income streams on X4, which really actually allow for 24 income streams that are happening all of the time. I like to think of them as income engines, right, that are running in the background. So let's go ahead and move on into the second way to get people, aware of Forsage, and that's emailing. All right, these email campaigns that we can put together, something simple. Maybe you're not comfortable. Maybe you're not comfortable speaking with people, in the word of mouth technique. Okay, no problem. Well, perhaps you can just, bring together, if you already, and everyone has obviously an email and they have acquired a list of contacts. And maybe you have a business and you've acquired a large, subscription list, right? Or people who have subscribed to your business. And so you already have some experience with sending out emails, right? So sending out emails for Forsage is, well, again, people are listening more than ever right now, right? So if you have a nice composed email that's relatively simple, right? We don't want to get too crazy with it. You want to make sure that in the email that you have your message defined, right? Again, straight to the point. It could be just you open up that email with, hey, there's a fantastic project that's just launched 3 months ago, and so on and so forth. And grab their attention, perhaps with a picture, that's in the email, something that shows a screenshot. Maybe you can take an actual screenshot of, if it's not your own earnings, from Forsage, you can use someone from your upline, or as many of Forsage is open in full disclosure and transparent with respect to you are able to look at anyone else's account. So you can show others, hey, look at this person's account, you know, this ID number, you know, so yada, 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 that you can actually screenshot that this person has earned $100,000 in less than 12 weeks and so on and so forth. Now, definitely be creative, you know, with respect to not necessarily just using another email template from someone else that you maybe have seen, you know, make it your own, but at the same time, keep it conservative. We don't want to get too many pictures or too many lines of text that drown out the message of what you're trying to bring across to people. All right, so let's show a couple examples of email campaigns that are put out by companies that many of you are already aware of. Uber, for example, you know, they got this simple email that just shows a couple of pictures, right? You know, happy people in the background with their Uber app, and you know, essentially this just getting people aware that, hey, we've got some new deals going on, and just with a simple button that carries them over to the Uber website. And the next thing you know, boom, they're over there. They've got new customers who perhaps they haven't seen in a while. So as a reminder, or even to bring in new customers, just a simple email, you know, thing like this with a few lines of text, right? With a heading, few lines in the middle, and a couple of pictures, nothing over the top. And here's one that doesn't have any pictures, right? Airbnb. Many of you guys are aware of Airbnb, which is a company that allows for people to effectively rent out various, you know, they may have an apartment, they may have an extra, something extra that they are, you know, are bringing people into to be able to rent out for a couple of days or a few weeks, whatever the case might be. But again, you know, they're just asking someone who maybe was already a customer here to take a simple survey, again, as a reminder to get, you know, find out what their experience was with Airbnb, so on and so forth. Nothing over the top, just a reminder to get people in the know about Airbnb. And one that we all know and love, Starbucks, which is, I think, pretty much in every country at this point. But, you know, even these guys are, you know, putting out simple email campaigns, right? One that's got a nice picture of a cup of coffee and, you know, talking about their, what is this? Now that you're at Starbucks, now that you're a Starbucks insider, you'll be among the first, what's it say, about upcoming coffee news, promotions, and more, so on and so forth. And as you can see, just some of the other things like text in there. They've even got their social media and all those kind of things that you can make something yourself for forsage, right? You can do something with a simple picture, a few lines of text, put your social media buttons there, and put a, you know, a link for those, or to connect your link to those buttons, and just boom, it looks very professional, takes them right to the site. They get interested, they sign up, and they see, you know, it takes them to the landing page, they see what it's all about. And then from there, you know, you can follow up with them and so on. So let's get into the third of these different ways that we can get the word out for people. And that being social media, which everyone's involved in social media on some level, right? So if you're not comfortable talking with people, if you're not really, you know, comfortable sending out emails to people, then, you know, hey, then everyone has access to a messaging app, or maybe YouTube, or whatever it could be. All right, so Facebook, that's one that everyone probably on this call has a account with. With Facebook, you can easily make a, you know, call to action post, you know, share, again, screenshots of either yourself or other people who have gotten on board. And again, this is, Facebook has millions, or billions rather, of people. I don't know how many, is it 3 billion, something like that, accounts that have been created on Facebook. So it's a, it is a huge pool of people who you can connect with very easily. And Twitter is another one that's pretty popular. And I know that for sure in the States, I don't know how popular it is all over the world, but, you know, for people who are in the States, you're well aware of Twitter and how effective it is for, you know, making things go viral, right? You hashtag this or hashtag that, And the next thing you know, there's 100, 300, 400 other people that have connected through that hashtag. Instagram is another one that is fairly well known. It's real simple. You just take, your picture from your phone. You can also do some access from your computer, but ultimately it is a phone app, right? That again, everyone pretty much already knows about how it works. But likewise with Twitter, you put in your little hashtags, take a picture of whatever it is that you want to take a picture of. Again, a screenshot, something to that effect. Or you might even put out a video, which of course you can put a video out on Instagram and write your call to action post, letting people know to contact you, whatever it might be, right? You can be creative in your own way. Now YouTube, this is one that is extremely powerful, right? Because this is the number one, well, actually the number 2 search engine, but really number 1 in terms of people finding their video content, right? This is the number 1 for people accessing video content. Like, how can I find out more information about this in a video format? They're going to go to YouTube, right? Yes, there are dozens of other video file sharing platforms, but this is the one that most everyone knows and loves. So again, you certainly want to start to become familiar with YouTube, and I'll show of course, my own YouTube channel, and just show how easy it is to get yourself set up. And everyone's got to start somewhere, right? Some people may feel that, oh, I don't have enough subscribers, or I don't have any subscribers. Well, YouTube, in YouTube, like with a lot of our social media, we all had to start at 1, right? So no matter how many people you may have now as a friend on your Facebook or on your Instagram or whatever it might be, you did have to start at 1. And likewise, people tend to be a little bit shy when it comes to making videos, but again, you don't have to go on video, on camera. You can easily do these screen capture or like video, where it captures the screen, and you can take people through a tutorial, a quick 5-minute video of how it works, and boom, you upload it to YouTube, and there you go. All right, but let's talk about a couple of the messaging apps that are out, right? So people know about WhatsApp. Again, fairly popular in the West, and in parts of Europe, it's becoming more popular. In your part of the world, WhatsApp may not be that popular, but there are other, messaging apps, whether it's WeChat or whether it's Guild Chat, and a wide variety of messaging apps. But again, these are very effective because just like sending text messages and things like that, you can go back and forth with people very easily and share links that you might have to, for example, Facebook, or a video, from someone else who has a YouTube channel that you want to send them a link about Forsage in your messaging app. You can easily do that. And really with all of these social media platforms, you can share links on all of them. So there's really no excuse about not being able to get the links out. So, but these are straight to the point, these messaging apps like that. And with Telegram, which is a more secure messaging app perhaps than WhatsApp. But all of these different outlets have their own nuances, and little things that make them more effective in some areas than others, right? But at the same time, point being that social media is a powerful tool to get your message out, in particular about Forsage, and to spread the good word and help people to earn an extra income, perhaps replacing their income altogether and learning to be able to live a life, well, laptop lifestyle, if you want to call it that. So let's talk about the different ways, again, that you can make a post, right? So I've got a Facebook post here on my own channel that I just sent, something real simple, wrote some text, took a picture, like I said, and within that, a call to action to, hey, come on, check it out. Look how much people have made. At the time, that one was, what, 5.8 million. So that was just not even 2 weeks ago. And we've already gotten to 12 million. So again, this was a similar. Well, I think this was actually the same post. Now keep in mind that you do have applications that allow you to integrate all of your social media. So to make things simple, so we don't overcomplicate having to go from one app to the next app to the next app, you can just post on one app and be able to get it out instantaneously at the same time. So essentially you just duplicate that same message or that same screenshot or whatever it was, and it goes out on multiple platforms. So likewise with Twitter, I think that I actually sent this message here from Instagram, and it went out on to all three of these platforms at the same time. So again, with YouTube, don't be shy. Just go ahead and learn to get familiar with it. I'll show you guys again a free software that you can use to screen record and then be able to do like, I bring to the table here one of our Power Team members who started a YouTube channel herself. And a little plug for her, go ahead and get over by Deconnected One. And yeah, she's done a fantastic job of being able to get out videos for Forsage. She's in South Africa, and she makes multiple videos, throughout the week. And she previously had not been at all familiar with how to create videos, but by taking action, finding out first what's going on with the platform, how does it work? Like I said before, you got to know what you're talking about before you can start creating videos and sharing these videos with people. So this was something that she was easily motivated by, and so much so to start to make YouTube videos. So it's not as difficult as you think, and everyone's got to start from one. Yeah, and Telegram, as I mentioned before, great messaging app that is very effective, for keeping a group together. Maybe you're in a group, and again, being able to send messages out to multiple people at the same time within a group. Likewise with WhatsApp, you can make groups within WhatsApp to be able to send information from a link or whatever it might be, right? So do take advantage of these outlets, because when people come into Forsage, and so many people do that, right? They come into Forsage and their first, if you want to call it excuse, is to say that, oh, I can't get anybody to sign up, or I don't know anyone in my in my city or in my immediate surroundings that who's interested in this. You've got to get away from that mindset and that mentality that you've got to share it with people who are within your 20-mile range, right? I mean, the world is a big place, right? There's 7+ billion people on the planet, and most of them are plugged into the internet. And being able to use these social media outlets are explosively effective, right? So you don't want to be in that mindset that you can only share this with people who are around you. Share it with people who are all over the world, right? For example, on this call, we have probably someone from every, from every, not every nation necessarily, but at least every continent. And, most of the people who I've connected with are outside of my own country. So, it is no excuse when it comes to being able to find people who are interested, because people all over the world are, again, going through this very hard economic shift with respect to having lost their livelihood or the ability to produce and to bring money home through the traditional sense. So, again, this more than ever is why you want to make sure that you get off your butt and start to learn how to use these tools to, make Forsage work for you. All right, because Forsage, we do have the foundation with Forsage to make it all work. All right, so all of these things, we integrate them together. You bring those social media outlets, the word of mouth, the emails, bring them together so that people can understand, hey, this is what's going on with Forsage, and that's it. You just make it happen, right? So I am going to go through, this is the end of the PowerPoint presentation, but another tool, to show for people, PowerPoint presentation like this may be something that, again, it takes time to learn how to use it, but it's very effective and it shouldn't be overlooked, right? We got to use all the tools at our disposal when we have an effective, as I said, foundation like Forsage is, and then there's really no excuse why we can't get this out to people, because there's just so many different ways to get that done. All right. So again, using a tool like this PowerPoint presentation, very effective. Okay. You can make it super simple with just lines of text and, shift from one slide to the next. And we will, even with the PDF file that I think John has put in the chat box, just sharing that, right? Maybe you don't want to create a PowerPoint presentation, but even the PDF file was created from a PowerPoint presentation. But let's go ahead and get on into some of the things that I did want to show with respect to the social media outlets. But before we do, let's go ahead and show right quick, for people who don't know, much about cryptocurrencies. Well, this is a list. Coin market cap really aggregates and lists, based on the market cap of where these cryptocurrencies are ranked. So Ethereum, which is what we are using on Forsage, is the #2 cryptocurrency and has been for I don't know how many years now, but it is followed, or rather it's right behind the big dog, Bitcoin. And just to bring to people's attention how big and how well known Ethereum in particular is. All right, so we are working with the second most popular cryptocurrency. Now Ethereum, once again, let me refresh this and see. It may have gone up, it may have gone down. All right, so we've been kind of flying in this zone for a little while now, the $213 per Ethereum. And so this has come up. Some people know, if you joined Forsage maybe a month ago or a month and a half ago, Ethereum was at a lower level of around 100 and even 20 something dollars, I think, or even less. Now, of course, with all the other cryptocurrencies, Ethereum is volatile in the sense that as the crypto markets are affected, like so many of the financial markets were, right? We do know that the Wall Street and the stock exchanges across the world were affected with the news of the pandemic and so on and so forth. But cryptocurrency as well was affected by that. But this current rate that it's at, this is something that I want to make sure people understand, that Ethereum is not going to be this low for long. All right, Ethereum has already been up to levels of around $1,700 per Ethereum. Now, when it gets back up to those levels, trying to introduce a program like this to people, well, it could be more difficult, right? Because right now it's only about $10. Let me put in the amount that it cost to enter, right? So 0.05 Ethereum, as most of you should know, is the amount that it takes to get registered with Forsage. So that's $10.66 at this very moment. Now, things could go up. You all have seen it, right? Bitcoin can go up overnight, as we just recently crossed over $10,000 mark, which happened yesterday, I think it was. So, and with that, things kind of moved up, and things will continue to move up because it's forecasted for Bitcoin to start moving into a range of around 13,000 or so, within the next few weeks. And believe me, Ethereum will come up with it, along with a lot of other cryptocurrencies. So know that taking action now, and sharing this with people when we market this to people, making sure that we bring that point to the table, that this is going to be a much more, not necessarily much more, but it will progressively be more than $10 to register. All right, so another thing to point out for people who are curious, because a lot of people are like, well, this platform, I don't know, I'm worried that I'm going to get my money taken. Now, as we've explained so many times before, all right, this is the smart contract. Forsage is a decentralized application, aka smart contract, aka DApp. All right, so that people understand the contract overview here, it shows you that there's 0 Ethereum. And why is that? Because first of all, with the way that the coding and the program has been designed, there isn't any money that goes into the program or into the smart contract with respect to there being a centralized Ethereum wallet that the money goes into, and then it is distributed. It's a peer-to-peer and always will be, always has been, always will be a peer-to-peer execution of the code, right? So when we send our payments in, they go instantly to the appropriate partner that they should, all right? So that's something to make sure that people do understand, because I get asked all the time, do I have to withdraw my money from the platform? No, your payments are instantaneous, all right? So that's something to be sure that you do make others aware of, right? The payments are instantaneous. There's no waiting on your payments, right? When people either upgrade or people either enter into the system, the money immediately goes to the appropriate partner with no fees or anything to that effect, with respect to our money being siphoned off, right? So let me show some of the outlets. As I was saying, this here is my YouTube channel. And so, once again, right, I started out with one, right, where I have 2,000 plus subscribers now. Thank you very much to all my subs out there who have gotten by. I do appreciate you. But anyways, though, quick little plug. The fact of the matter is that you got to start somewhere, right? If you want to get these videos out and get the information out, you can easily create a YouTube channel, right? If you just set up a Gmail account, very easy to do, you are instantly already you are a YouTuber once you have created a Gmail account, because by default, when you have a Gmail account, you also have a, hang on one second here. Let me, does it show? I'm gonna go to my account. I don't show too much sensitive information here, but I just want to show that, when you have a Gmail account, you do get all of these, if you want to call them applications, right? So YouTube being one of them, right? As many of you know, YouTube is owned by Google, right? So again, when you create a Gmail account, you also get a YouTube, you have access to being able to create your YouTube account or YouTube channel. All right, so it's something I'm not going to go into a long seminar about how to go through setting up, but you just simply go to set up a Gmail account. Then you hit your little tab over here. You'll find that YouTube will pop up. You click onto it. And of course, mine's already set up, so it's going to go directly to my account. But it will ask you to essentially set up a name. You create whatever name, Forsage Hot Money. I don't know, whatever you want your YouTube channel to be. Name it something sassy. I don't know, something that you like, that rings with you. And then from there, you just learn to start. Well, let me get into how would I make a video, right? Let me show people one of the easiest and free, all right? Doesn't get much better than free, which also leaves for no excuses about being able to, do this. What I'm saying about a screen record, all right? So OBS, all right, is your open broadcast software, very accessible for everyone, all right? Windows, for Mac, and for Linux. You have the ability, just like, and I have this also in my, I do use this to make videos. Yes, there are other screen record software, but this doesn't get any easier than this. So again, if I were to click on, I have it here in my taskbar. I'm not going to go through it too much because I don't want my computer to shut down on me in the middle of this Zoom call with too many programs running in the background. But this one, effectively, as you can see, once you download it, install it, you'll see something like this that pops up on your screen. And it will essentially allow you, as you can see, you can add different sources with respect to adding a mic, adding a, will display what it is that you want to display, that being your entire screen. Perhaps you want to add a video, so you would just simply click on that, well, to add to the sources. You can see the plus sign here. Again, I'm not going to go into a seminar about how to do that, but it is very, very easy to do, right? Anything can be difficult and anyone can make excuses about why I can't do it. Well, if you want to do something, you'll find a way to learn these new skills. So again, I'm showing you, giving you guys as much information and, with resource that I can, but it's going to be up to you to take action, right? I can't hold your hand and be there for you. I, in fact, don't mind helping out, like with respect to helping others to get set up. I mean, for one, we're talking about it here on the Zoom call, but going back to one of the Power Team members who I explained, she had set up a YouTube channel, and I directed her to use this. And then I also spent about 10 or 15 minutes showing her how to set up her OBS. Boom. Within 30 minutes, she'd already started making videos and got a video out on that same very day on that brand new YouTube channel of hers. So yes, you can also record other videos from people who are on YouTube, but please be sure that it is a fair use video in terms of the fact that they are giving permission for that video to be copied. In fact, I will type for people to see that this is another website that you can access, which will allow you to essentially put a link in here. They do have pop-ups, so just when that tab pops open, you can just shut it off like that. But when you click on to a video, whatever that video might be, you put the URL here, hit enter, and it will generate the video. I guess I could run through and show right quick. So for example, this video here, this is another webinar that I had done, not sure whenever it was, last week or something. Again, these pop-ups, be aware that the tabs will pop up. Don't let that distract you too much. Boom, there you go. Here's a way to get a video out. Let's say you're not yet comfortable putting a video out yourself or creating a video. And again, I would recommend not just copying everyone's video. First of all, you need permission, or else you might get a copyright strike. Okay, that's a very real fact to not be misunderstood. If you're copying videos outright without having permission and people find out, because YouTube does have software that instantly recognizes. In fact, they just recently have made creators aware that there is a new feature that instantaneously, if someone uploads a video that is identical to yours, it'll show up in your, let's say it's this creator studio, and you can instantly copyright strike videos of people who've copied your content. So again, be sure that it's okay with the person who you may be, copying that link, because you can then, of course, upload it right to your YouTube. For example, this is how you would upload a video. Boom, you can see there, upload a video, and it pops up this screen. It should here in a second. So it's coming over to YouTube Studio. And again, I would simply either drag the link or the video or whatever the case might be and put it there. All right. But again, I can't say I didn't tell you so. If you're out there copying videos that you don't have permission to copy, then you find yourself in a position to have that video copyright striked, which after having 3 copyright strikes, you will get your video, your channel taken down. All right. So caveats to be aware of. But again, I am giving you all resources for material or content that's out there that people have given permission to in particular within the forsage community. If you have been given permission, then yeah, you can do that with this YouTube MP4. All right. So there's that. Another thing I wanted to show people, again, here is a PowerPoint, essentially an app that you can, it's an extension, right, that you can add it to. If I click on this, you can see how I would add that app to my Chrome browser. I currently don't have it connected because I already have PowerPoint, as you all saw, but you can connect PowerPoint to your Chrome browser as an extension, just like MetaMask, right? You guys see MetaMask, some of you all, most of you all should already be familiar with MetaMask. It's there. And yeah, you can add PowerPoint and have an online, PowerPoint online. I may check this out myself, but I just stumbled across this and thought I'd bring it to you all's attention that they do have it as an extension. But I already showed you how really effective and fun it can be to create content. In fact, I'll show you guys. I mean, again, full disclosure, this is where I make these PowerPoint presentations. I mean, again, putting a picture like this together, you have all the options to do something like that, where you can, click onto this and with different parts of it, change it. I mean, I'm not going to change it right now to mess up this PowerPoint, but again, just to show you all that you can easily put something like that together. Sorry, let me get on back to the other information to share. Okay, how do I do a screenshot? Simple to do. You can take this, which is a free snipping tool, right? Which is where I do get, this is where I do all of my screenshots, right? So it's an extension for the Chrome browser, just like I told you before with the other stuff. It'll show up here. You can see that plus sign. I actually upgraded mine, but there is a free version of it. Boom. You go ahead. In fact, let me go ahead and do a real example, of the, let's say the landing page when, you give your link out to people, they'll see this page, but you could clip that out. Boom. Let's say I wanted to send it on over to, let's go send it to Telegram. I got to open up Telegram here. I do have an additional account of mine where I sometimes will send stuff. So I'm just going to send it to my own second account there. Just as an example, boom. That's how easy it is to screenshot, send it somewhere. You write your text or whatever you want to write in there. It might be a picture of, some of the other members' photos or like of their earnings, right? Here's $99,000 earned. Wow, that's a pretty significant amount of money. Maybe it's, 15,000, that this person has earned, or whatever it might be, 35,000 that this person has earned. You take a simple screenshot of that. Doesn't get any simpler. Boom, you copy it, you send it to the people that you want to send it to so they have real time. They see that real time, like, wow, that's how much that person's earned. Of course, you could do it from the actual Forsage platform because as you all know, we can look at anyone's account up to date, and there you go. All right, so let's keep it moving. Now, for some people, you may need a VPN, right? Because the question is coming up all the time, like, how do I buy? Let me show right quick, Changely, because I've already had a lot of people who, they want to purchase Ethereum outright without having to go through their bank and wait many, many days. Now their fees, may be higher than some other place that you could find it, but this is a matter of convenience, right? So if you want to use Visa or MasterCard, you can do that. And there is a list as well that we have put, and I think it's in the chat feed right now, but if you guys want to look at that list, I think John has either put it there or it will be put there. We know for sure that it's on the Forsage official Telegram. But however, though, some people are finding, that they're being blocked by the internet provider. Well, you can easily use a VPN, right? Just type it, use Google. Can't stress it enough, people. Use Google, type in best VPN, which allows you to get around blocked websites, right? Just to put it simple, all right? That's what a VPN is. You can click on something like this, like Tech Radar, and they'll give you a long list, I think of the top 10, or however many it is, of VPNs. Some of them paid, some of them free, and you can do your own due diligence there, but just type in best VPN, all right? And find out a way to be able to get around a blocked website, like, because Changely, I know for some people it was blocked off. So that pretty much sums it up. I guess I could show an example. I already made this post, I set it up, because I was showing like a call to action for people who are like, okay, I've got a Facebook page. You might want to make sure that you do your own Facebook group instead of using your personal account for obvious reasons. If you have a group, for one, you can collect people that have liked interest about Forsage, for example, and you can share your links out perhaps on your own Facebook or other social media and start to traffic them into your Facebook group. But anyways, I just wanted to show this example post, right? This is how simple it is. I did this on my Experience Crypto 24/7 Facebook page. But as you can read, something super simple and relevant to the fact that we just crossed over the $12 million mark. So I wrote something out, was this $12 million earned by Forsage members? Are you looking for an extra $1,200 to $10,000 per month income? Perhaps even more, right? And I wrote, if you give me a few minutes of your time to share this groundbreaking new cryptocurrency program, blah, 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 that's changing lives globally. If it sounds like something you'd be interested in, simply comment below or, send a direct message. Boom. That's how simple it is. I'm going to go ahead and post this live for you guys to show you how simple it is. I post it. Boom. It's there. It's going to show up. Let me refresh the page. And then you will see where it pops up on the feed. And that is how simple it is to make a post, right? People will get by. You can share the link for that particular post. And that's how simple it is to, get your message out. So there you go. You can see the post that I just made. And people will get by that. They will leave a comment. Hey, I'm interested. I'll direct them to whatever it is that I direct them to, whether it's the Power Teams link rotator that we have or whatever it may be. Here's where you would create, right? You click on create a group, I would say. I guess you could do a page, but I would say to do a group. And then, you create that group. It can either be forsage or whatever you'd like to make it within the realm of being forsage, right? And then you get either set it up as private or wide open for public and so on and so forth. So again, do your due diligence and check it out. Instagram, as I already mentioned this stuff, but just showing you guys some real-time things here. But you can see as with all things, and now you do need to have your phone to post Instagram, but you can do videos if you want to do that from, I think they have Instagram Live or whatever it's called. So I could come down here and do this IGTV. I could upload a video, boom, and send it out just like I would on YouTube. So they do have something similar to YouTube where you can post videos that people can watch as they would full-length videos. I think I've seen videos as long as 30 plus minutes because it used to be that you could only do like 15-second videos, but they've upped it to where now you can really do longer videos. So a better format for sending out videos on Instagram. And I did mention Twitter. Again, here's Twitter, real simple. Again, people are doing the hashtag this or hashtag that. I did one about, how the fact that Bitcoin just bumped up over 10,000 and so on and so forth. I mentioned something about forsage, I think here a week after 10 million. So yeah. All right, let's open this thing up for questions, ladies and gents. Let's get on back over to here. Now I will go through through the platform itself. This has already gone on pretty long for the marketing, but for people who are curious, if we want to, I will go through a quick review of the platform. I'll try to make it nice and tight within 5 minutes. But otherwise, let's go ahead and open up this for questions for people who did have questions. John, if you want to get me up to speed.
Yep, we have got 2 questions so far. One from Stefano Chirelli is asking, but it's important to have an email list. Not everyone has an email list. Please clarify that.
Right, now going back to sending out emails. Now an email list, again, be careful when it comes to, I did want to mention that, which I didn't say it earlier when I was talking about it, but spam, right? You don't want to be a spammer, right? Now when it comes to an email list, generating an email list is something that there are a variety of ways that you can acquire an email list, but really generating an email list organically from people who or people who, through your other forms of, social media, you have been able to gather a genuine email list, not something that you're, paying for, because some people, there are outlets out there where you have to actually pay for a list of people who have approved that their email can be shared, that they can somehow, and people do it all the time, unfortunately, by gathering your email and using it to unfortunately spam, right? So I would recommend, when it comes to an email list, to be sure that really start off something simple, right? With maybe just 10 to 20 people who when you send that information out to them, you're not, spamming 100 or 300 or 400 people at a time, a bunch of stuff about forsage. For one, it really gives forsage a bad name, right? Because you have people who are just spamming out something that they will then in time, or maybe in the moment, they'll see it as something that, this is just some garbage, right? That's gone out to 1,000+ people all at once with some, just cookie cutter email template. So again, as far as the email list, try to gather that organically on your own from people who first Now again, like I said, if you are a company or you are a network marketer and you've already gathered a list, of course, use that list, accordingly, but with a bit of etiquette, as I like to stress to people. There is certainly a certain etiquette with all of this. When you're sharing media, do not direct message people behind closed doors. Like, that's a big problem on Telegram. People will go into, for example, Telegram, forsage Telegram. You'll have a member that comes in there, they'll look at the list of members, and then they just go to town. They just start direct messaging people, talking about, hey, will you sign up with me? And, hey, will you sign up with programs that don't even have anything to do with forsage? So please, people, have some etiquette when you're doing this. But anyways, though, so I hope that helps. And I remember Stefano's actually contacted me in Telegram to talk, to ask questions and inquire.
I've unmuted him. If he wants to ask a question, he can.
Stefano, are you there? We can hear you, buddy.
Okay, wait. Yeah, hello. So you unmuted me. So hi to everyone. Yeah, basically because I want to use paid advertising, I think I won't do the angle of organic traffic, but maybe this is confusing a lot of people because maybe they do not understand what I'm talking about. But basically you responded to my question because you were talking about an angle where you use a list for people you know. I was looking at another way. So yeah, that basically answers my question.
Yeah, no, with the paid advertising, as I said, I mean, again, there are services that allow for paid advertising that people have already, given approval in terms of their emails being used to accept offers and things like that. So yeah, that certainly is out there. And I haven't, gone into it here on the call because I didn't want to go into too much detail about with the paid advertising thing. But definitely, like I said, people, take advantage of using Google, type in paid email for paid advertising, and it will give you a wealth of different outlets that you can try to use. So yeah, but I hope that I did. Yeah, I guess you said I did cover the question pretty good.
Yeah, but maybe I can experiment because there's a lot of potential with paid traffic, because once you see that people or that it has good conversion rate, then you can use that to leverage and scale, and obviously bring more prospects to the system, which is what we all want. Basically, that's why I'm focusing more on paid advertising. But yeah, maybe I should focus on the marketing side and then obviously bring the traffic. But yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, again, it's certainly not something I'm not denouncing it. I just want to, because I know that a lot of people, first need to get their minds around what forsage is, and to be sure that, like I said before, have some foundation about how it works. Because again, even if you just send out a bunch of emails, so keep in mind, this is very team oriented. A lot of you all understand that now when it comes to spillover and things that, people are asking about spillover. Now, the problem, when you send out a bunch of emails, or rather when you send out, like for paid traffic rather, that you perhaps get a lot of people who sign up with you, and they may want to get in contact with you, but then you don't even know who these people are, and they can't actually even get in contact with you other than knowing perhaps once they find out how to check who their upline, what their uplines.
Yeah, but I think that problem comes because you don't have a brand. That the problem of that is that you don't have a brand, and by having a brand, you solve that problem. So people know you, and I think that, for example, in your case, that you have a YouTube channel and people see who you are and know you, I think you can leverage paid advertising with ease, basically because obviously you are building a brand, and people, by doing that, you're building trust.
Absolutely.
Yes? I think that should help with the spam issue. But yeah, just my opinion, you know.
No, it's great. I love it. I mean, this is why, again, we like to do these Q&As to make sure that a lot of different angles are covered and people bring things to the table like you've just done. And yeah, again, this is actually something that, it is, I don't know what the timeline is exactly, but Lotto has stated that they are working to implement a way to contact your upline, or rather even your downline, rather, so that we are able to be in contact and to be able to be good uplines, because a lot of people are complaining, unfortunately, that either they can't get in contact with their upline, or likewise that people are not able to get in contact with their downline. To then, it's hard to be a good sponsor if you don't if you're not in contact with them. So, but that's something they are going to implement soon. So hopefully that will resolve a lot of the problems that we're seeing with people not able to contact their upline, for those people who don't have a bigger brand, so to speak, or a way for people to contact them.
Yeah, I think basically, well, here on the Latin American space, what we do when we want to get prospects on multi-level marketing is that we give our WhatsApp or our Telegram to our prospect to basically solve that problem. I think that problem comes because many people are seeing this as affiliate marketing, which is a whole new world to multi-level marketing. I think this is like a combination of the two. In the case of prospecting, because they need your link to sign up, I think the MLM way to get the prospect is more useful than the affiliate marketing way of just, hey, this is my link, just sign up and to get more people.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I mean, the fact that this is, it can't be overstated enough how important people understand that this is it's a team effort. I mean, yes, there are people that come into the program. Some people have come in, I've showed examples of people who have no referrals at all, but yet they were willing to purchase the income streams to a high level on X4, right? And so they don't necessarily need a large, downline. And, perhaps, the situation, again, it varies because they may have also been in a relatively active team when they did sign up. But again, this thing works beautifully when people are in contact with each other and that they're able to, share and duplicate with their team how to make this thing work. I mean, this is a team effort type of, this works best rather with a team effort understanding.
Yeah. Can I have one last question? And this is my last question because I am seeing people who have also questions. I don't want to be selfish, but basically one problem I'm seeing is that people are not seeing the value of forsage because they don't. Obviously, they think that because we are not selling a product and that the business is only on bringing more people. And because of that, they focus and they think that this is a Ponzi scheme, for example. Yes, but because they see it as like not giving any value and just getting more people inside. What would be your tip for overcoming that objection? Because that's an objection that I'm seeing a lot. For example, in the Telegram chat, a lot of people contact me saying me that I should be aware of this scheme. I say scheme in inverted commas, but. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, the thing of it is that, there is a product. I keep, trying to say this throughout the calls that I do, that, and, that argument does come up all the time, but that there is a product, and the product, it actually is very much in a tangible thing. And that tangible thing is the digital license for the income stream, right? Now, people are willing to pay to go to the next income stream. In fact, they're incentivized to pay for that product, right? Just like many other products, if it's another digital product that they're purchasing, they get value out of purchasing whatever that digital product might be, but in this case, the digital product is an income stream. You literally are paying to have a access to, and to also be able to get paid, right? In terms of people have to pay you to also have that digital license themselves, right? So with respect to there being an actual product, there actually is a product. It's a digital license to earn at whatever particular income stream that might be. In fact, there's a video that we always like to show that I'm not going to show like the whole video, but you know, you can give this out to members who, like you said, are, hang on, let me pause this video.
Yeah, I basically explained on that, but some people are not going to get it. So just that's why I wanted to question that type of objection, because maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I mean, of course, this is the main argument that most people are going to deal with, but you have to understand that if people have it set in their mind that they, you know, they're warning you and so on and so forth, these are people who you don't need to, you know, waste a lot of your energy trying to convince anyways, because here, let's let this video play. It's a real fun. You maybe have seen this. A lot of other people have seen it, but I'm going to go ahead and like let it show right quick.
The economy sucks, and the only way things are going to get better is if I do something about it.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to build a network marketing business.
What is network marketing?
A network marketing company allows you to build your own business by creating a group of distributors and customers that consume the products sold by the company.
That sounds like one of those pyramid things.
What do you mean by pyramid things?
One of those things where the only people that make lots of money are the people at the top.
You mean like the company you work for?
Don't you have to get in early to make any money?
Actually, in a good network marketing company, you can make more money than the people above you if you are more productive.
Are you sure it isn't a pyramid scheme?
Yes.
How are you so sure?
A pyramid scheme is where you make all of your money by recruiting others and there is no product or service being exchanged.
It still sounds like a pyramid scheme.
In a legitimate network marketing company, you make most or all of your money from people using the products.
It still sounds like a pyramid scheme.
In what way?
Because when you draw it out, it looks like a pyramid.
How is that relevant?
It just seems like a pyramid scheme.
If you were to draw out the organization chart of the company you work for, what shade would it be?
A pyramid.
If you were to draw out the organization chart of the church you go to, what shade would it be?
A pyramid.
If you were to draw out the organization chart of the Girl Scouts, what shade would it be?
A pyramid.
Are you understanding my point?
Yes.
All right, so I'm not going to let it's another 2 minutes, but yeah. So again, you know, this argument, you know, for people who have a mindset that, you know, it's just the nature of belief, right? The nature of belief on whatever, you know, the topic might be, and of course, as I said before, you know, the fact of the matter is that, you know, we're definitely in a different paradigm right now with the world economy. And a lot of people who normally wouldn't be listening are more open to, and especially because we have the ammunition to prove a lot of the things in terms of the fact that, you know, people come into this forsage who come in, you know, just let's say within the last few weeks who've earned tens of thousands of dollars already, right? Now that doesn't happen in a pyramid situation, right? Because again, typically, you know, you're not going to be able to earn more than, you know, the people above you, so to speak. And there are people there are people who came into this day who are ID number 7, right? But they did nothing, and they actually have earned 0, right? Despite the fact that they were number 7, or I mean, literally. I mean, I can type. I mean, I'm not going to waste too much time with that right now, but just to, you know, make the point, you can do that yourself and show plenty of examples of people who are within the first 20 members and their counts are at 0.
Yeah, and what I like about forsage is that they, for example, the main problem with all other MLM businesses is that they focus on recruiting, but they sell products. So people get mad at the people who want to recruit them because they like get confused. Are you selling me a product or you want me to recruit me? And
right.
I think forsage like eliminates all of that because it recruits and at the same time sells a product that is going to focus and make you money obviously you're selling an income stream. Like you are telling that removes the confusion that MLM generates. That are you selling me a product, or you want just to recruit me for getting money out of me?
Exactly, and it really, yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful, so beautifully designed system. I mean, and again, that product, that digital product, it's not being forced on anyone. They purchase that product if they want to, and it is what it is advertised. Once you have these various income streams open, and again, it's no guarantee. There's none of the developers have ever guaranteed that you're going to get paid X amount of dollars when you open up income stream 3 or income stream 4. There is an irregularity to it, but especially the fact that X4 does cycle, right? The income slots, they do cycle. They're not always tied to your direct upline. So that allows for an even playing field for people to come in who maybe perhaps just came in within the last few days, right? There was a guy who was on the call last Wednesday that he came in and only upgraded to level 2, but yet his level 1 or his X4 income slot 1, he had already earned 3 people that weren't his referrals, right? But it was at random, and it just happened to be, when he came in where he did, that the cycles went through and he earned spillover from above and from below. So, but again, yeah. Hey, but man, I appreciate you, Stefano. I know we've talked again in Telegram a little bit already, but yeah, I look forward to,
Thanks to you, man.
Yeah, you're welcome, man.
Answer the questions of the guys because they are very anxious to get their questions answered. So yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, sure thing, man. All right, next, let's get at it.
Okay, guys, just for those who missed it, I've posted all the videos and the information for the pyramid thing on the chat, so you can download it and have a look. Okay, we have a question from Elijah from Cape Town. Elijah, go ahead. Eli, are you there? Okay, his question was about how to do screen capture and how to do screen capture of videos so you can post it on social media.
Okay, so again, with the screen capture I just showed, now if you're on Windows, let me go ahead and show you this, because if you're not going to download it, as I showed up there with the snipping tool, then if you have Windows, okay, most people would probably, I don't know what percentage of people have Windows, but it's higher than it is with Macs, I know. But you would come over to your programs, or you click on that, and you look under accessories, and then you'll find the snipping tool, which is right here for me. Okay, now it's already gone into that mode. So again, if I want to take a picture of this right here, okay, boom. And then what I would next do is I would hit the copy. We're all familiar with the copy button, the page over top of the page. And then I've copied it. Again, I could simply send it, I mean, you've already seen me do an example of sending it, so I'm not going to send it right now. But however, that's how you do screenshots with your snipping tool from Windows. Again, I do recommend downloading the snipping tool, which I had already shown here, that you can connect to your Chrome browser. I don't know, what other browsers, maybe you have Mozilla, or maybe you have whatever Internet Explorer, but for Chrome, it's, very functional. It's Google's internet browser, and boom. I mean, this is where, the extension for MetaMask, for example, MetaMask is useful. So all Forsage members either have their Chrome browser, or they have a Brave browser, or Mozilla, right? Now they probably have the snipping tool available for Mozilla as well, but that's where you can find it. All right, but anyway, so what was the other part of the question, the video recording?
The question was doing video recording with screen capture to post on social media.
So the video recording, again, I already showed OBS, okay? So here's OBS, just go ahead and download it, and there are plenty of videos. Type into YouTube, again, the second, most used, search engine, and, go ahead and type in videos about OBS. Okay, it's right here. Boom, there you go, OBS. Now, it's for Windows, Mac, or Linux. Essentially, again, it's free open source software for video recording and live streaming. All right, okay, download and start streaming quickly and easily on Windows, Mac, or Linux. Okay, I'm not going to go through a tutorial right now of how to do it, but again, we are giving you the resources. So we appreciate you asking. I don't mean to be short with you, but again, all of this stuff is highly accessible. Just use your Google and or YouTube to find out how to do these, to find out more detail about how you would use OBS.
Right. A person called Marcus Montes, I'm muting. Marcus, go ahead.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, yes.
First of all, just to congratulate you guys because you're doing a great job with this kind of system that you create. And first, we like to tell the people as well, like you say now before, there are a lot of kind of questions that you can ask to YouTube, and they will let you know how to do those things. I am from Venezuela, and we are a big group in South America. And I would like to ask you guys a question that is being asked in the last days. Is what would you answer to people who say this is illegal? Let's say we know we are very clear this is not pyramid, but people still saying how can we make them sure that this system is legal in
Right,
that
I understand, right, that it's legal. Now, again, with respect to cryptocurrencies and the fact that it is anonymous for one, right? Now, when someone uses a Ethereum wallet, right, you don't have to connect your social security or your national ID or your passport to identify you with the, with being connected to that wallet. Now, that's just that, right? That in terms of the anonymity and not knowing that you're even a part of forsage. Now, with respect to crowdfunding, there are laws, I guess, that are in place that dictate what exactly, because forsage would essentially be crowdfunding. Could be, I guess you could say, it's similar with regard to the fact that members are using funds, right, that they have decided of their own free will to share into the system. It's not, I wouldn't even really call it an investment because it's not, you're not being guaranteed any particular ROI, return on your investment, right? Again, as I said before, there was never any promises as to what exactly you would earn, at least from a passive standpoint, right? We know what we're earning within each of the income slots. We know the payment amount in Ethereum that comes in. That's a fact, right? It's 100% based on where it goes. But again, that there are never any promises about an ROI. So there's that. For two, in terms of the fact that crowdfunding may be, I don't know, like what the legalities for each country are, but crowdfunding in most countries is not illegal, right? And ultimately, that is what forsage is. It's decentralized crowdfunding, right? Globally, right? That again, people are using their cryptocurrencies to put it into a pot that is shared in the various ways that that the matrix allots the payments. So again, to not get too, again, like in terms of the legalities within each country, and I don't plan on going over to Google here and searching through each country to find out whether or not crowdfunding is illegal. But we all know about, Fundme or GoDaddy, or what is it? GoFundMe, or, these various crowdfunding platforms where it's absolutely not illegal to give money to a project or to an individual based on the fact that if that is what the people who are funding or giving support, then it's legal in that regard. So I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah, that's very kind for you. Yeah, from you. I'm clear now. Another question, quick. Are you guys recording this Zoom, this conference? And where can I find it?
I record every single one of them. Again, here's my YouTube channel. Now, of course, I'm not trying to plug my YouTube channel like all in all, but I mean, again, I have been given, thank you, Lotto. He is on the line. By the way, for people who are curious, Lotto is in attendance. But I've been given the wonderful honor of hosting these. So I do post these on my YouTube channel. And so as you can see, here's a playlist of, for one, I do ones of all of the ones that I do for the power team. I do 2 of them per week for the power team, as well as 2 per week for the community, like this marketing that we're doing today.
Okay, thanks, Emilio. To send a message to Lado right here to let them know that I'm working with a guy in South America who's leading more than 2,000 people in forsage now. And he has a couple of questions for Lado, but I sent him a text in Telegram, but we haven't seen it. So I would like to know if Lado could give for like 5 minutes of his time to answer those questions any day he can.
Okay, Lado, do you want to speak to that now, or say that you'll get in touch with him later?
Well, no, it's okay. Well, it's not because the guy, I don't have the question. The guy has the question. I will know. Lado will be here. I could have those questions now.
Okay.
He's experienced guy leading those 2,000 people, and he would like to ask Lado some questions. But any day he can, I just sent him a text. My name is Marco Montes in Telegram, so if he could, I would be grateful.
Okay, yeah, he is on the line. I think Lado was trying to answer just now.
Yeah, no, it's okay, but I don't have the question. The guy has the question there because I didn't know Lado would be here tonight.
All right, well, no worries. But he did hear you, so he'll, I'm sure, get in contact with you ASAP.
Okay, thanks a million.
You got it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, good people. Let's keep those questions rolling. We are hour and 20 minutes in. No big deal. These generally go for about an hour and a half, but as I say, I like to think of these as forsage podcasts. They're webinars, but they're also long form podcasts.
Some questions for you. Mr. Barur, I'm going to unmute him. He's asking about having MetaMask and Trust Wallet to access forsage. His problem with his Trust Wallet.
Okay.
Barur, you can go ahead. Mr. Barur, are you there? Okay, anyway, his question was, today I would like to ask if possible to use same address for Trust Wallet and MetaMask. My answer to him was no. If you use Trust Wallet, you need one wallet address for one forsage account. You can't share them in Trust Wallet or MetaMask. And then he asked the question, okay, because I have a problem with Trust Wallet, but I can use MetaMask very well. And Trust Wallet, yes, you can use MetaMask on your PC. Then you go into your account details, export the recovery keys, and then you can import that into your Trust Wallet on your phone. Choose that I have a wallet, and then choose the third option from the top, which is import by recovery keys. Paste it there, and you can import your wallet over. So you can have it on the computer and have it on your mobile as well, both at the same time. But remember, only one wallet address per forsage ID. You can't share them.
Right. So yeah, definitely good points to know. I just went ahead and showed here where you can add a wallet, right? So you click onto the circle, the colored circle on MetaMask in particular, and then you would go to create wallet. Now I'm not going to create another one. I already have, this would be my 13th MetaMask wallet. So you're certainly entitled to create as many MetaMask wallets as you choose. I wouldn't go over the top with creating too many accounts. I have multiple accounts. I have probably about 4 or 5 within forsage, but again, I only have really one account that I focus on, and this is the main one, for the power team. Other ones were really experiments. I had started with another when I first joined forsage, and realized that this person wasn't really going to do the team building that I had hoped for. So I changed accounts and experimented, so on and so forth. But again, that's just my personal situation. But however, I do, would recommend that people, try to focus on their one account. If you want to create second account, obviously you can do that when you want to bring in, we have people who want to create an account for their spouse, someone who wants to create an account for their grandmother or whatever the case is. You can certainly do that on their behalf by simply just creating an account adding funds to it, right? Ethereum, will need to be sent to the wallet. And then from there, you can go into and create, a forsage account as well. So I hope that covers that. And all right, well, with some other questions that were there, John?
Someone is asking, is there some channel in Spanish? William Zamora.
When you say channel, what do you mean channel?
I muted him. William, you can go ahead.
Answer. We preparing right now Spanish speaker official. There are many different Spanish speaking teams from South America, and we're going to make official. So just check our news. It will be very soon.
Okay, great. And then other questions?
No, none on the chat list. So asking anyone else got a question, please raise your hands. Otherwise, we're going to call this Zoom call to a close.
Anyone? Don't be shy.
No more questions. Right.
Okay. Oh, we have King Sultan's raised his hand.
Okay, I'll release him now. I'll mute that one. King Sultan, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the wonderful presentation and a wonderful system which you have introduced to the world. And I'm really enjoying earning and also promoting it. My question is, can you please explain the X4 and X3 deeply and understandable way? In an easy way, I think.
You would like me to explain X3 and X4 in an easy way, you said?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm saying
sure.
about the placements.
Okay, look, because I went ahead, early on and said that, I would go through a quick run through of the platform, but I'll try to summarize this as quick as possible here. So again, when you come into Forsage, you are entering into two programs, the X3 and the X4, right? Now on X3, there's one row with 3 different positions, and those 3 different positions, effectively, once they are filled, the third position will reactivate the income slot, whatever particular income slot that is. They all run the same on X3, right? Now that is known as the active referral side, right? When you're actively referring people into X3, they will take positions underneath X3, all right? So on X4, there are 2 rows, 2 positions on the first row and 4 positions on the second row, right? Now, the way that it works is you generally, it doesn't have to be the first cycle, but this is a team build. First of all, the positions are filled up with perhaps your own referrals, right? Because as your referrals come into the program, for one, when they go into the program and they register, they will go into income stream 1 on both X3 and on X4 simultaneously, right? Now, beyond that, if they upgrade, they will take positions underneath you because they have to purchase the income slot from you. But at the same time, the positions that are filled underneath the income stream there can vary from what's called overflow, right? Spillovers that come from the bottom, as well as spillover that come from the top, right? And those will take various positions in X4. And again, the difference in X3 again is that it's always tied, right? As a upline, or if you are a referral, you're always going to be tied to your sponsor directly, right? So that link will always continue. And with respect to, again, the people who come into X3, again, as I said, as you get your third part or your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 partner, they will fill in accordingly into those different slots. And if they upgrade to, let's say, let me scroll down here to show this example. But if they decide to upgrade to level 2, let's say you have this one referral, right? And that one referral then upgrades. They will upgrade to 2, and you do have to do it sequentially in order, right? In a sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so that's how that happens on X3. Again, on X4, The positions can be filled from a combination of people who are spilling over from above in your team or from below, right? And even outside of your team's lineage, there are examples of that happening as well. But again, the way that it works out on X4. Now, also, let me go back to X3 in terms of how you're paid. You are paid on each of the positions in X3, right, with those 3 different slots, 1, 2, and 3. But on the 4, or rather on the 3rd position, it does go up to your upline, right? Now, if they have paid for that particular income stream, but in general, that 3rd position will go up to your sponsor, and effectively it reactivates, or you can consider it a reinvesting to reactivate that particular income stream. Now, again, on X4, you are paid, but you're not paid on the 1st and 2nd positions. You're only paid on the bottom positions, right? The 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th position. And when the last position is filled on the bottom row, then it will also too reactivate the income stream. So I don't want to get too much more into detail about it because there are more other details to talk about, but effectively X3 is your own personal referrals, and X4 can be your own referrals plus a combination of overflow, AKA a team build.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, that unpacked a lot for you. I hope that wasn't too much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Did I answer your question though first?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got it.
And of course, there are many different videos out there with respect to consolidating that information into like a 5-minute, 10-minute video, right? Where it doesn't go into deep explanation, but it gives just a quick run through of, hey, this is Ethereum. Hey, this is, a smart contract. Hey, this is, the different income streams that we have. Hey, there is no centralized location. This is decentralized smart contract, and to kind of summarize. But I would also recommend, and really recommend that people have a visual reference, right? Now, I've just clicked onto instructions here, right? If you're in your back office, you too have access to these instructions that you can easily go through and just scroll down like I'm doing to go through each one of these sections for yourself. And a lot of this, it flies over people's head when they look at it the first time. Believe me, it flew over my head when I looked at it the first time. But once you, first of all, become a member and you then can understand, you see many examples of either your own positions that get filled in these different income streams and others, throughout the system, your mind will start to really get around what's going on, because it's really not as complicated as maybe we may see on first glance. But again, definitely take advantage of the visual reference that you have to show other people. There are PDF files that I think that John already posted in the chat. Use those PDFs. They're in many different languages at this point. I'm not sure how many different languages there are, but the PDF is actually in more languages than the website currently is. Right? We have more PDFs. Right. So as you can see, the website is right now available in Russian, English, German, Spanish, French, Italian, and Azerbaijan, if I'm saying that correct. Azerbaijan. But yeah, that's been newly added. So yeah, the PDFs though are available in many different languages. I think Portuguese.
Tommy, we've got one more question from Mark Adama. We don't have much time, so maybe this is the last one. Mark, go ahead. I'm muting you now. Mark, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Ask your question.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for this platform. I started with someone, but since he's busy with other things now, other program, I think he doesn't have time to really take me through. That is why when I watch your video, I try to sign up with you. And now what I want to really ask for is that, since I really want to go on with forsage in my country here, Nigeria, and other African country. And I've not really done any online marketing before. I want a simple way that I can really start and reach out to more people online. That is my question. How I can start now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, for one, as I said before, start by creating, I think one of the easiest ways is to create a Facebook group, right?
Yes, I've done that with last week meeting on, I have done that instruction that you gave. I've created a Facebook group.
Okay. And then
I've started inviting people there, but they are not really responding.
Right.
Yet.
No, I totally understand, but we also have to understand that when you come into a program and and this is great. You really do need to have an enthusiasm to get it done, right? Because a lot of people, they'll come into the program, they'll sit on their hands for weeks, and then start complaining that they can't get any people. Well, obviously, if you take action right away, you can then start to see the fruits of your labor. But it does take time. I mean, obviously, if you create a Facebook group from scratch, it's going to take time to get people to notice that. But of course, use a lot of the other outlets as well. Once you have Facebook, you can then, you already have your Telegram group, obviously. And then by creating a group, perhaps you want to create a Nigerian forsage, something to that effect, because there may already be people who have a Nigerian forsage, or they've branded it. But you can brand it in something of your own, right, to attract people, and direct them through the various content that we've shown, and we've shared, a plethora of content on the official forsage that you can then direct them to these videos. And then again, it all starts with 1, right, and then 2, and then that multiplies to 4, and then to 8, and so on and so forth, as we start to exponentially grow. It does. I mean, I can't stress enough how you have to have patience. We're in an instant gratification world these days, but it does pay off to be persistent and to keep at it. But yeah, I would definitely say, I mean, of course, like you said, with people around you, that may not be listening to you directly. Try to leverage the other things like screenshots of other people's accounts. People don't, if you show big things like, here's $12 million that's been earned, you show people these kind of big numbers, most people will take notice, right? Even if you're just showing, like I said, a simple screenshot that it doesn't necessarily need to be your own account. If you can show them in real time, if you have your phone with you and your Trust Wallet, and you can go because we all know that you can go up and show, let's see, right quick, I log out and then show, anyone's accounts. Let's look at good old 64. He's always doing real well. So, that's one that, is earning fantastic, right? You take a screenshot of that and show, or even, I like I said, take these screenshots of, the fact that, hey, we've earned, $12 million, right? Showing people something like that. When they see that, it really kind of rings in their head. Oh, hang on, sorry. But it rings in their head that, oh, okay, wow, that's a pretty, big amount of money right there. And this is growing. It's growing like by pretty much 1 million, almost every day and a half, right? We're starting to grow by $1 million. So, little things like that, just to grab their attention, is what I would say, man. So, but hey, sorry to ramble on. We will go ahead and we've already gone an hour and 40 minutes now. But these Zoom calls, as I said, they're kind of a long form way to get the information across to people, so that we want to give people a way to ask the questions, because a lot of times people ask questions in Telegram and things like that, and there is a lot that is being taken care of inside of the official forsage. Kudos to John too, by the way. He's one of and all the other admins. I mean, I don't mean to to lessen their efforts, but I know that John has been above and beyond with helping people to solve their problems. So, but however, please, people, definitely get all of your questions answered, so that you're then more capable and confident, and you are empowered with the right tools to share this with people. Okay, because people, they're ready. There's no doubt about it. You know what I mean? So anyways, all right. You guys know me. I love to ramble on and get the good word out, but we're going to bring this one to a close. And with that, yeah, you guys keep on pushing out there. Forsage is not going anywhere. You have a stable foundation to build your matrix and your network with. So take full advantage. All right. Hey, thank you, Lado, as per usual. Also, do you have any words that you want to finish off with? Is he there?
I just can say that we had very successful tests of crowdfunding page, and also another is IPFS. And I hope it will be very soon. Crowdfunding maybe this night, I'm not sure. Cannot to say that I'm sure, but maybe this night or very soon. And IPFS also, everything I think successful. So
yeah, we're looking forward to that. Thank you. Working, you guys, all of you devs over there. We're out here definitely looking forward to all the.
And I think only after that it will be a real start.
Right, the official launch.
Yes, this was just preparing.
Gotcha. We're still in pre-launch mode, people. So bring your people, and yeah. But hey, yeah, Lado, thank you again so much. As I said, man, as always, you guys are doing such a fantastic job. And it's, you know, speaking for the entire community, we really love what you have delivered. You know, this is a beautiful project that has so much further to grow. So really looking forward to it.
Thank you for good words.
All right, hey people, that's it. We'll see you all on the next one. Again, we are doing these weekly, right? So every Wednesday, we're doing the overview, where we go into more detail about the system itself. On Saturdays, such as right now, we're doing the marketing, again, expressing to people how to get the word out, and going through some, you know, real examples as we did today. And of course, you know, I also do Zoom calls as well with my own team. So, but keep in mind, yeah, every, this is, what is it, Greenwich time, John?
Now?
No, I'm sorry, when the webinars, they start Wednesday and Saturday on
1 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. South Africa.
Okay. All right. We'll just use those times, but of course they will be posted. So you guys make sure that you are aware that these are reoccurring weekly. All right. Until otherwise, until otherwise noticed. But yeah, that's something to look forward to. We'll be back again on Wednesday for sure. All right. Take care. See you guys real soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.